Hi guys. My name is Casey Pitchford. I'm a firefighter here at Louisville Fire Department, temporary Station 1. Today we're going to be learning about the straight hose roll. Something to let y'all know before we get started, there's going to be a sign-in sheet at the back of the classroom. I'll need each of y'all to sign so you can get credit for this class. Also, if there's a fire alarm or fire emergency, there's exit at the front of the building and the back of the building, as well as all the exterior windows on this side of the building. If y'all need to use a restroom around this entire center wall, there are massive restrooms to be used. Now let's get started with what we're going to be learning today. Okay, just a quick breakdown of the few things that we're going to be going over. So we're going to understand the importance of why we need to learn about hose rolls, understanding how to roll the hole evenly without kinks and with the coupling on the outside. The firefighter should be able to perform a successful straight hose roll by the end of this presentation. We will describe the purpose of a straight hose roll, and we will have somebody demonstrate what they have learned from the presentation. Do you have any questions before we start? Perfect. So the purpose of a straight hose roll. First off, if y'all didn't know, it's the most common of all the hose rolls in the fire service. The male will go on the inside, it'll begin on the hose, and you roll it all the way up until you have rolled the entire length of the hose. The uses of the straight hose roll will include loading on the back of an apparatus, they'll include storage, they'll include loading of a Minuteman, and they'll also include returning to be cleaned at the station after an incident. See here, somebody's carrying a Minuteman. For inspection, I have a hose here to perfectly demonstrate what an inspection hose looks like. This hose is currently marked as out of service because it's either damaged or it needs inspection. The difference between this and the normal hose roll is the male coupling is on the outside and the female's on the inside. Rolling a straight hose roll. First you'll need to lay it down flat on a clean surface. You'll roll the male coupling on the inside to start it, and you'll continue rolling over and over on itself until it forms an even roll. You'll lay the completed hose roll on the ground, and if there's any coils that you need to flatten out, you can use your foot as a stomping mechanism. Now, this time we'll have two firefighters come out and have y'all do a straight hose roll, and we'll go step by step on how to do it. Do you have any questions before we start? Perfect. Alright, so now we're going to have one of my volunteers, one of my students, do the straight hose roll, and I'll explain for him how to do it. We'll be having a hose on a flat surface, beginning with the male end. He's got the proper PPE on, so he doesn't hurt himself or injure himself. And he'll begin by grabbing the male end, placing it on itself, and we'll continue turning it over and over on itself until we have the hose completely rolled up. We'll continue pushing, making sure that we don't kink and make sure we don't get it uneven along the way. Once it is completely rolled up, we'll lay it outside on the ground. Doing a great job, big guy. If it is uneven, we can use our foot, stomp down and make it flat. Perfect. It's not bad for your first time. Okay, now at this point, I'll have an assessment of how you've learned and have you demonstrate to me and explain to me how to do the straight hose roll. Can you do that? Yeah. Perfect. Let's see it. Okay, now that we have done an example of y'all doing it and getting direct instruction on how to do the straight hose roll, we'll now have somebody step aside and do it on their own and explain back what they learned from the prior presentation.
Alright, I've got a 50-foot section hose laid out on a flat clean surface right here. I've got the male end I'm going to start by folding it over on itself and then just continue this process so the whole thing is rolled up. Making sure it stays in line. Here, go over, stomp in all the uneven parts.
Great job,
That's it.
firefighter Smith.
Thanks, Mark.
Okay. Now that we've learned and had examples and we've had someone show us exactly what to do, and our presentation is coming to its closure, we're gonna have a little evaluation to see if y'all are paying attention and if y'all learned something. So, does anybody know what the first and most common type of hose roll in the fire service? Mr. Will?
Straight hose roll.
Correct. Okay, now some uses. Can anybody think of some of the uses? Sparker?
Storage.
Storage.
Returning the hose back to the station after a fire for cleaning.
Load on the back of the apparatus.
When you're taking the hose out of service.
Perfect. All right, those are some great uses. Thank y'all for paying attention. Why would a male coupling, such as this is an example, be on the outside?
Placing the hose out of service.
Perfect. All right, so a summary of what all we went over. We learned about the straight hose roll. We learned that it's the most common of all the hose rolls. We learned that it's used for storage, loading, and damage inspection. Hopefully y'all took something from this presentation. Do y'all have any questions before this is over? Okay, awesome. Glad y'all learned something. If you need to get a hold of me, I'll be here every third day at Louisville Fire Department, temporary Station 1. And you want my number, my email, contact me after this presentation is over. All right, thank you guys.